Took you longer to find me than your friends. Since that's the case, I'm hoping you'll come quieter than them too. Apparently not. If you think biting me is going to do you any favors, I sincerely ask you rethink your chances. It's not going to end well for you. Are you done? Oh, I like this shirt. Get off. I usually have more delicate methods, but after catching almost a dozen of you, I'm sad to say I've used up all of my very limited patience. Now, sleep. Come on, pick up. There's only an 8-hour time difference. I'm shocked it took you so long to pick up the phone. I was starting to get worried. Well, worried for whoever's ear you must have been chatting off. So you weren't in some kind of gossip session or business venture? I hate to say it. You've become predictable. And I'll hold you to that. Are you alone now? I'll refrain from asking you what you're wearing then. Best hold off regardless. I found them. The rogue you've been looking for. One of them, at least. 11th one I've caught in the past year, but this one seems to actually be semi-coherent, if not a bit aggressive. Hurt me, who do you think I am? I traced back their magic as best I could. The lines are all a mess, but the signature is clear as day. This is the one. Seems you'll be calling her back then. Nothing. They've been knocked unconscious the last day or so. With what I've seen, I'd almost say you'd do worse. But I have them contained. I can take care of this mess from where I am and bring any information to Glenwood. Understood, Your Highness. I'll keep you updated for my arrival. Oh, perfect timing. Seems someone's waking up. I make no promises. You know, up until very recently, I'd never consider myself a proper, quote-unquote, vampire hunter in the traditional sense. But then, rogues like you just kept coming. And coming. And coming. Dozens of rogues sprouting up in the same areas all over the world, all at once. Made it quite a task to track you all down, but then I didn't know I had to until it was too late. Nature of things, I assumed. Too many courts often led to a rise in rogues, and then eventually the oversaturation of rogues would mold themselves into the next generation of courts. Rinse, repeat. The nature of things going in an ever-repeating cycle. But there's nothing natural about you. Not anymore. No. Instead, you've decided to perpetuate your own little cycle by turning every poor soul that walks by without restraint. I can practically smell it on you. The stink of old blood, it lingers when you barely wait between turnings. I've only been tracking you down for a few months, but from what I've seen from your peers, we'll call them, I'd reckon you've turned 70 in the last year and a half. Oh, and Maker only knows how many more before then. Your stomach must be aching from all the, indulgence. And you don't even do it to feed, do you? Don't bother answering that. I already know. You're not the first rogue I found in your estate. Hell-bent on turning anyone they come across into a vampire just like you. None of them could answer my questions, but you? You're a special case. Oh, snap at me all you like. You're not going anywhere until I allow it. Oh. Now, why would I waste my time covering the window if I wanted you dead? I even used the half-decent duct tape on the tarp. You're welcome for that, by the way. So here is how this is going to work out. I'm going to ask you questions. You're going to answer them. If your mind is too much of a patchwork to answer, then we move on. If you refuse to answer, well, I would heavily dissuade you from choosing that option. All because, as you may have heard, I have made no promises to deliver you in one piece. And I have had plenty of experience learning how to keep you talking well in as many pieces as possible. Now that is the most reasonable thing you've said. Well done. Oh, all in good time. But before I do that, we are going to have a nice, long chat about Genevieve Sheridan.